Hey guys, welcome to Just Be Handy. Well, it's time to put the snow tires back on, but before I do that, I need to change all the brake fluid out in my 2017 Subaru Outback. So some of the essentials you'll need is a good jack. This is a 3-ton jack, some wheel chocks, couple of jack stands, and then for me, because I'm going to be changing out my tires and they're not cloned, I'm going to use that Autel tool to basically program the wheels. But that I have a video on that. Please check it out. I'll try to link it at the end. Other things you'll need is a wrench for the bleeder nipple. I definitely recommend a vacuum bleeder to help you out, because I usually do it by myself, and these guys are very low cost, and I use it to basically suck fluid out of vehicles. If somebody comes to me with a car that's overfilled, you know, if you needed a sample, so on, you could definitely utilize this for quite a bit as well. So another thing I did was I went on the website and found out that the bleeding of the brake system on a Subaru 2017 Outback is different than the traditional. This to the ABS system first, then the reservoir. So basically you do the passenger side first, then the driver's side, and then you do the what I would call traditionally, you would do number 4 first, and then number 3, and then go backwards. But this is new, so please follow the Subaru suggestion. And I did get this at Auto Repair Source Motor Driven off of the library network here in Wisconsin, which is badgerlink.org. And as you can see, the bleeding sequence here is laid out. Right front, so that would be the passenger. Left front, driver. Left rear would be the driver rear, then the right rear. And I think this sequence, and please comment below, I think it's because they want to make sure that everything around the ABS system is cleared off and cleaned first, and then as you draw more to the rear, you're just pulling more clean fluid through the system. But I guess let me know, comment below. 2 of the brake fluids that I like using are synthetic .3, .4 brake fluid from Valvoline. And this is the first time I'm going to try this Prestone Max fluid life, and they're making a lot of good claims in here. I like the temperature rating as well. I don't know if this is just .4 disguised as .3, because they are compatible, but it was a good deal. It was $12 for a 32-ounce bottle. Usually you need 24 ounces to do this job, but having a few ounces more is not going to hurt. Okay guys, when we go to lift the car, there is a center jacking point underneath the car, and it's in the middle, and that's what it looks like. You could put your jack on there and lift up both front tires at the same time equally on nice level floor. And that's what I like to use to get the front end up. And since this sequence is convenient for that, that's what we'll do, is get that front end up and then start securing it with the jack stands on either side, and do the bleeding of the brakes. All right guys, so I do have that center jack. Leave it in place while I'm working. I do have some jack stands up, and then the wheel chucks on for both the fronts. And then now we'll move on to getting some of the fluid out of the reservoir. Okay, next we're just going to spray the top of this reservoir here. Make sure that we hit it good to get debris off. Hit the cap, and then just get a rag and wipe it all down. Make sure everything gets really clean. I don't necessarily want to get that yellow mark off of there, so I'll try to avoid touching that, but everything else, just wipe it because you don't want anything getting into your brake fluid, especially the cap and underneath the cap in here. You want to make sure that that gets really clean inside of here. So hit that again. You don't want to be spraying this stuff with the cap off because you will introduce a contaminant in there. There we go. Alright guys, next just make sure you get the cap off of your fluid. Keep this cap on so you don't get moisture. Then I cleaned the end of the hose on this unit here and it's ready to go. So I'm going to open this reservoir up. Again, you can see it's nice and clean. Take out this little filter, set it in the cap, and then put my hose in here and just begin to suck up all the fluid I can. Okay, now this kit does come with a funnel that sits up in here, but I don't like to use that much. What I'm going to do is just fill this back up to the level it's supposed to be, and then go and start taking out some of the fluid from the passenger side, like it said. So right there, I'll just overfill to here. We'll keep the cap off because we are going to do a vacuum on that. All right, so the bleeder nipple is here, and this is the passenger side front. And you have to remove this rubber cover. And these are 10 millimeter. So to break it loose, it's counterclockwise. So righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. But also we need one of these to make sure it fits over, which this is the right size. So right here. There we go. And we'll put that on. And now, and the compressor might come on, now we can pull for vacuum right here, and then break it open. And it should start pulling fluid, as you see there. So we'll keep it going until we see good clean fluid coming out. Now you can see I got it on and it just keeps going. And then every once in a while I'll take a peek to make sure the reservoir is full. Right there, just take a peek at the reservoir, come back down, make sure all the fluid is still coming out and it's clean. So while it's pulling a vacuum, now we can close it. And you just want it finger tight. Now we can release this. There we go. And then just put the cover back on. You can see I did get quite a bit of fluid out of there. And if you look at the reservoir, from here, you could see that it went down about halfway from that top, and it was filled all the way to the top of that funnel. So we did pull quite a bit through there. Now I'm going to do that on all four sides per the instructions. So we just finished the passenger front, which is number 1. Then we go to the driver side. Then we go to the driver rear, and then the passenger rear, and then we'll be done. Once I get all that buttoned up, then we'll top it off. All right, guys, as you can see, the reservoir is full, back to that yellow mark from the factory. The fluid looks a lot clearer than what we started with. I did follow this procedure. One thing I found out that really helped in the rear, they were really on tight. So I ended up using a 10mm deep well socket to loosen them up, and then I used the 10mm wrench to open and close this. I only ended up using about, I would say 14 to 16 ounces of the fluid, flushing everything out and filling the reservoir with new fluid. This has been a quick, easy thing to do. They recommend doing it every 3 years or 35,000 miles. I waited till I had 50,000, and I think I'll do it in 30,000 because the fluid wasn't looking that great. But hopefully this stuff is as good as they say. 100,000 mile fluid life. Well, I don't know. I would probably change it still. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the content, found this useful. Please give us a thumbs up. We could use more subscribers, and God bless.